Hi everyone, this is Dr. Liz Hanson coming to you almost live. I'm your instructor for Chem 105 at Rock Valley College, which is Chemistry and Society. I've got the course now flipped over to student view, so your class, or your view when you look at our class, should look like this. The main homepage will stay this way all semester, so you don't have to panic. It won't change. I want to go through some things with you in terms of our class, and then I'm going to walk you through the course syllabus, just like I would if we were in a face-to-face class. So to start us off, again, this is our class, course number, section, all that, assigned by the college. This is an online class you have signed up for. There are certain requirements and expectations that are different for an online class than a face-to-face. You're expected to keep on top of the material. There are no class hours or times. It is all online and what we call asynchronous, which means if you choose to work at 2 in the morning on the class, that's just fine with me. The only thing in terms of times to keep in mind and be aware of are deadlines. All of the material does have a due date assigned to it, and I'll show you some of those as we get into it. Otherwise, you're welcome to work at your own pace on the class this summer. All right, so this class is your class. Any link that's active that you can click on it. Look around. You can see, for instance, who's enrolled in the class, and if you want to send someone a message, maybe you want to send me the message. You cannot break the class. Everything is set up for you to just view. So click, look, open, explore the class. Let's start here though. Again, there's my name, Dr. Liz Hanson, and when you click on that, this is my contact hours and things for the summer. So full-time faculty, we don't have office hours in the summer. So if you need to meet with me on campus, it's by appointment. I do still hold, however, office hours online on Tuesday mornings through an online conferencing service called Zoom. And if you click on the link there, it'll take you to, what you need to do, download, and all that. You don't have to get an account. You just need to go to the link for the meeting, or you can even just call in by phone. So it's at 9 a.m. every Tuesday through the summer. All right, the syllabus we're going to go through here in just a second. The technical support context, this is really important. As an online class, you may struggle with some issues once in a while. It does happen. So I want to make sure that you are aware of where all the contact info is, where it's at for our class. Oops. In fact, I see a typo. Better make a note of that. I will fix this, I promise. For hands-on learning, that is the lab kit. The folks that you should have already ordered your lab kit from. And speaking of that, if you are watching this, listening to this video, and you have not ordered your lab kit, I want you to pause the video, leave the class, and go order your lab kit. You have to have your lab kit by the end of the first week. I've been sending emails out since early May as a reminder, and class starts this week. It's only 8 weeks as a summer class, so you in fact have 2 labs that are due this week. You need that lab kit. So again, please, if you haven't, order your lab kit immediately. There's no extensions for not having a lab kit, and you have to have it to do the labs. So please get on that right away. I'll show you a little bit more in a minute in terms of lab kits. So if you have any issues with the lab kit, if you have a broken piece of equipment, if you run out of a chemical, if you have problems with their online platform, you need to contact their tech support. And again, I'll fix that phone number in just a little bit. Mcgraw Hill, our online homework and exams run through Mcgraw Hill, which is the publisher of our textbook. And we use a program called Connect. They have a website and a phone number here as well in case you encounter any issues. Rock Valley College Eagle, if you have issues using our Eagle, phone number and email. And then if you have any further issues, you can contact me as well. And again, depending on what it is, I may or may not be able to help you, and I may just refer you back to one of these 3 other places. All right, so that's tech support. Lab kit that I've been talking about, sending emails out since early May to you. And I think the last one I sent out was just this last Friday, so a day or 2 ago. You have to have a lab kit. This is an online chemistry class. You're getting credit for not only the lecture portion, but for lab. You have to have the kit, and you need to follow these instructions. You can either order it online directly from Hands-On Learning, and you save yourself some money, or you can order it through our bookstore. You can see the approximate prices. The RVC bookstore for the summer, I noted, is still at the $336 price. You have to have this by the end of the first week, or you will be withdrawn from the class. You'll be too far behind, and you've got to have it. All right, so here's some of the details, everything like that. The lab kits are not sitting at the bookstore. You'll get information, you'll get like an access code to then order it online. So again, don't think on Friday you can run to the bookstore and pick this up. It's going to take time for this to ship, and that's why by Monday, Tuesday, everyone should have these at least ordered and waiting for them to arrive at their house. All right, if you want to order online, here's the instructions for purchasing online. Everything that you do, I'm not going to read through this. You guys can follow that yourself. While you're waiting for your kit to arrive, you can actually go in our class, get things set up so that you're just ready to input your lab kit code when you get it. And I do recommend you do this. In fact, a lot of the first 2 labs you can work through without your kits, but you won't be able to do your final submission to class unless you have your kits with you. So again, get going, get on those right away. Even while you're waiting for your kit, you can do almost everything. Here's hands-on learning information in terms of, how to access and what to do. They give this generic link here for the class. Here is our actual link for our class. Create your profile. If you need to order your kit or put in your code, however it works for you. I'll let you read through this. Eventually, you will have to put in a kit code, and that comes from a sticker on the kit itself. And you can see right here it's circled. It's going to ask you for your kit code. You can do the first 2 labs, the Getting Started and Lab Safety, without the kit. That you, at least on their end of things, you can. However, for our class, you're going to need the kit to be able to submit and get a grade at the end of week 1. So get in there right now, start doing these first 2 labs, and then you should have your kit in your hands by the end of the first week. You can finish this process up and submit your labs to me then. Again, there should be a sticker on your box. I've learned not all stickers look just like this, but it should be pretty obvious what the sticker is on the kit, and it either says SN with a number or it says lab kit code, and that's what you need. Everyone's getting a unique kit code number, so you'll need to put that in. The rest of the labs, or they call them lessons, will not open until you put that kit code in. All right. Every wet lab you do, which is after these first 2 labs, when you're actually using things from your kit and you're going to have outside items, you actually have to take a picture of something from the lab. And in fact, you have to take a picture the first 2 labs as well, but we don't consider them a wet lab. So what goes on with your pictures? What do I mean by this? Well, you're going to get a lab document, a PDF, from the hands-on learning people as you complete and answer their questions, submit the lab. It will give you a PDF to upload. But you also have to include a picture, and I have different requirements for the pictures depending on what the lab is. The picture is your proof to me that you did the lab. The picture has to have different things in it. Again, just depends on what the lab is. For the first lab, the Getting Started, the picture has to include a sign with your name, the date, and the name of the lab, so that I know you're just doing this now. And it has to have a picture of your lab kit box showing your kit code sticker. And again, that'll be reiterated in a couple other places. So again, not only are you uploading the lab document, a PDF that the hands-on learning folks will generate for you online when you complete your lab on their website, but you also have to upload a picture. One picture, everything has to be in it. All right, again, you can read all this. My late lab policy, 2 points per day. There's no exception to this, even for the week 1 if you don't have your kit yet. Here's what's going to happen online. And in fact, let me show you real quick. Give me a second. You're going to create your account, sign in. Yours is going to look a little different than this, of course, when you first sign in. You're going to open our class, and then let me look at it as a student. So here are your lessons. Okay, this is what it'll look like. These are the first 2 that you can do, and in fact you have to do them before the others will open. Just like in a face-to-face lab, you would have to be present for lab safety. So you do these 2 and then the others will open for you. So Getting Started, you'll click to get started, and you'll go through the different processes. You do this with every single lab. It gives you approximate time to do all of them, and you just follow the on-screen read, watch the videos. Okay, all of this is really important. You shouldn't just scroll through it, but really watch the videos. And as you click through, eventually you'll get to questions that you have to answer. And once you finish answering them, there's their phone number. Once you finish answering the questions, it will generate, and it may not do it for me just because I'm not a student, but it will, oh here, oops, at the very end it says submit your data. I don't know if you saw that pop up on the screen there. It only popped up real briefly for me. For you, it'll stay there, but it'll be a big red button at the bottom down here. I don't know if you can see it or not. Submit your data. Submit your answers. It's a big red button at the end of each lab. And when you do that, it'll generate a lovely PDF file for you to download and save to your computer and then upload back into our class. And you'll do that for every lab. So you'll have the PDF document and you'll have that one picture that I was just talking about. Okay, let's also talk about lab requirements. So chemistry is a hands-on science. Lab is a crucial part of your learning. So I have a pretty strict missing lab policy. If you fail to complete 3 or more labs, your final letter grade will be affected. If you miss 3, meaning if you have 3 zeros in the grade book, 3 zeros in the grade book, oops, your final letter grade will be lowered 1. So in other words, if Eagle shows you got a B in the class, but you have 3 zeros in the grade book for labs, you're going to get not a B, you're going to end up with a C when I submit grades to the college. If you miss 4 labs in total or have 4 zeros, you will be lowered by 2 letter grades. And if you miss 5 or more labs, you fail the class. This total does include your 1-drop score. So when you count and look at the grade book and count how many zeros you have, that's your total. That's what I'm talking about. And again, if you have questions, if you get close to that number, let me know. But you need to be doing the labs. All right, our labs have some additional items that you need to purchase, which I know seems crazy because you're paying $300 for a lab kit. But for the most part, this is stuff you're going to have around the house or some really inexpensive items you can pick up on your own. So for each lab, I list what you're going to need. So for instance, for the first lab, you just need a pen or pencil and paper. Not too hard. As you read through here, I know aluminum pie pans are used quite often in several of the labs, and that protects your kitchen counters or your desks or wherever you're working the labs. It protects them. You really do want those pie pans. I had a student a few years ago tell me that Gordon Foods off of Perryville, you can get like a pack of 10 for $2 or $3 of these pans. So that's just kind of an FYI. And then as I talked about the picture, each lab, here's every lab we're doing, what the picture has to show. So for instance, in the first lab, you have to have your picture with your sign, your sign with the date, lab number, or lab name is fine too, and the following. So your lab kit box, and I need to be able to visibly see the sticker. That sticker, remember, has your lab kit code on it. Whoops, that kind of fell off there. So every lab, this is what has to be in the picture. If your picture isn't included, you will get a 0 on the lab and it will be kicked back to you. That just to me says you didn't do it, or again, that's the proof that I have that you did the lab. So you've got to have the picture. What happens if it gets kicked back to you? Well, you can fix it and you can submit the right picture or fix it or whatever you need to do in terms of a picture. However, late penalty points will apply. So our work is always due Sunday night. I'll grade work Monday, Tuesday, and if I have to kick your lab back, and let's say I don't grade till Tuesday, you're already going to be docked 4 points for being late on a lab because your lab wasn't complete. So be mindful of that. You may submit the lab right away, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday of the week, but I don't grade until the academic week is done, which is Sunday night when it concludes, and I grade Monday or Tuesday. So please be extremely careful. Read all instructions carefully. All of this is noted. So you need to be reading instructions, following the directions, and you can avoid losing some easy points that you don't want to lose. Okay, so that's the lab kit instructions. This is what I've been sending out to you, these instructions, for several weeks. I'm going to send them once again today with the syllabus and this video link. All right, let's go back to our class. All right, the welcome video is what you're watching now. Start here is going to take us right to our first week of work, which I'll show you in a second. How to access your E-textbook, we are using an e-text. If you ordered a hard copy, that's fine as well, but you will need the access code because the homework and exams are done through the publisher's website called Connect. So there's that. How to download movies. You've got 10 movies or so for this class. You need to download and watch the movies, and I have instructions right here. When you get a chance, you can watch that if you struggle with how to download the movie. You need to watch the entire movie, not 10 minutes of it. So download and watch the whole movie, pull it up on your Netflix account, however you want to do it. These, for the most part, are movies you can get anywhere as well and watch. Here are some basic RVC student resources, which just takes you to the RVC website in case you have questions or need additional things. And then I also promote an inclusive community in my classroom, so please keep that in mind through the semester. All right, let's go through the syllabus, and then we'll come back to the full course. So I clicked on the syllabus, and it downloaded the syllabus here. All right, I'm not going to read every word of this whole thing to you, but our class starts Monday and it goes through Thursday, August 2nd. Again, here's my contact information, details about our class. This is a picture of the edition of Chemistry in Context, the text that we're using, the 9th edition. You need to have that with the Connect access card. Again, the access card gets you into your homework and exams, which are worth over 1,400 points for the class. So you want to make sure you do those. No, not 1,400, sorry. Over 500 points for the class. So please make sure that you're doing those. You also need to have the lab kit that I just talked about. You're going to need a scientific calculator, and then you're going to need some kind of digital camera or device to be able to take pictures of those lab things I was just talking about. Expectations, what you can expect from me as your instructor. I will reply to your emails, whether they come through Eagle or RVC, within 48 hours. If for some reason you have not received a reply, or if you just want to text me as well, you can text during normal business hours. I will reply to you quickly. Once in a while, as you probably know, emails go lost, whether it's an Eagle or not. So if you haven't gotten a reply, it's most likely that for some reason I didn't get it or didn't see it. So, you know, poke me through my text message, through my cell phone, if you want, with a text message. I will grade everything within 1 week. Again, typically I get on Mondays and Tuesdays and do grading. Once in a while something comes up though, and I'm a little late on that. But everything will definitely be within a week. Again, typically 24 to 48 hours at the close of the academic week. Your online homework and exams are auto-graded in that Connect system, and grades are transferred automatically to Eagle. I have noticed that once in a while there's a 24-hour lag time on when you finish it in Connect and when it shows up in Eagle, or some students haven't refreshed their browser and the grade didn't show up. So, you know, give it a little bit of time. You can look at your grade in Connect, and most of the time it comes over right away into Eagle, and you can look at your grades there too. Okay, what do I expect from you? I expect you to be logging in our class several times a week. Remember, if we were meeting face-to-face, we'd be meeting 2 to 3, well, for a summer class, we'd be together 4 days a week. So you should be logging in and being in our class between 3 and 5 days a week. I want to see that you're active, that you're completing your assignments, asking questions when you have them. I do set a reminder here. Don't log in just on Sunday and think you're going to get everything done for that week. It will just never happen. There's way too much work to do, especially in a summer section. I expect you to give this class 100% of your effort and reach out to me if you're struggling. I expect you'll adhere to all class and RVC policies. I expect you to be cognizant of grading deadlines, and I expect and hope that you'll leave this class with an enthusiasm for chemistry. All right, prerequisites, you can read what those are. Course description. Again, if you're taking this class, you should not be pursuing an AS degree. This class is for students that are working on an Associate of Arts degree. If you are going to be a science major, whether it is allied health, like maybe you're going to be a nurse, or science, like maybe biology, you need to be in a different chemistry class. All right, there's a syllabus quiz that's due by this coming Sunday. The syllabus quiz is on Eagle. I'll show you that in just a second. Chapter readings, I expect that you read every chapter. We have an introductory discussion just in week 1 where you introduce yourself and meet your classmates. Exams, after every few chapters, there's an exam. Again, it's online. It's worth 100 points, 20 multiple choice questions. I drop your lowest 1 of 4 total exam scores. You do, however, only get 1 attempt at the exam. You have 2 hours to complete it. So unlike homework, which you can come and go from, once you open the exam, the clock is ticking. So be sure you have time to sit down and devote to taking the exam. No late exams are accepted. Our final exam is a comprehensive open book, open note, multiple choice exam over all of our chapters. Our college has scheduled it to be concluded, so done by Thursday, August 2nd, just before midnight. That's when our class officially ends. The exam is online, in Eagle, and worth 100 points. Homework. I call it homework, but technically it's a learning module, a learning activity where you read and you answer some questions and things. But there's one per chapter, and again, it's online in the Mcgraw Hill system. As a note, if you got the access card with the textbook, it will give you instructions to go to their website, to Mcgraw Hill's, and log in and do some things. Do not do that. I have the class set up in our Eagle so that the grades are automatically synced. You have to access the homework from Eagle. Have to do that. Absolutely have to do that. No late homework is accepted either. Movie summaries. So I have several kind of some are documentary, some are film, things like that. You're responsible for watching the movies that I have online, and then writing a one-page summary. The summary is not just a summary of the movie, but it's also how does it apply to our class? Why did I pick this particular movie, do you think? And how does it relate to our class? Nothing fancy. I don't care about APA formatting, but I do expect proper grammar, sentence structure, that it's written in your own words, not plagiarized. I want one full page of typed text, double-spaced, 12-point Times New Roman font. Body of the essay has to be one full page. So if you want to do a name, title, all that other stuff, which you can, you don't have to, but that does not count towards the one full page length. The body of the essay, your words have to make up one full page. I do drop your lowest one score, so if you want to skip a movie, you can. These are submitted in the Eagle Dropbox, and I'll show you where that's at in just a second. All right, lab. I've pretty much talked about all of this as well. Again, can't emphasize, you've got to have the lab kit, and you have to have it in your hands by the end of the first week. I talked about the picture, all that. Late work policy is 2 points per day, and after 1 week, the labs are worth no points. Again, I'll let you read through all this, and most of this I already talked about. Here is again that list of additional materials you will need for each of the labs. Here's a summary of my late work class policies. First of all, nothing is accepted after July 29th. That's the cutoff for late work. Your syllabus quiz, homework, and exams are not accepted late. No exceptions to that period. Your labs are accepted late, but 2 points per calendar day. And again, if I have to kick a lab back to you for being incomplete in terms of the picture requirement, your late point, will apply. Movies are accepted late, but it's 1 point per calendar day they are late. Movies are only worth 5 points each, so try not to be late on those. Your final exam cannot be completed late. The class is over Thursday, August 2nd, so you need to make sure your final exam is done by then. It's open now even, so you can take it anytime between now and August 2nd. And then we're doing an introductory discussion that has to be done in week 1 while we're all working in week 1. All right, I use Eagle for a lot of things. One thing I do want to mention while I'm mentioning Eagle, and that is, for those that don't know, Eagle is what RVC calls this, but the program itself is called Canvas. Canvas. And Canvas has apps for your different devices. So whether you use iOS, whether you use Android, I want you to download the Canvas Student app. And I want you to do this for several reasons. One, a lot of the work can be completed from your smart device. But more importantly, if you download the app and set up and turn on your notifications, when I email, when I post a grade, make an announcement, anything like that, you will be notified on your screen. You are responsible for all information that's relayed through the class. So I recommend, and I use the app all the time. I love it. That's why, like I said, I know if somebody drops me an email, I get notification right away. So get the app while we're talking about it. It's called Canvas. Attendance. This is an online class. You're expected to be in our online classroom several times per week. There's a lot of material and assignments to cover in our condensed summer term. Grade disputes. If you've got a question, you're not sure about something, or you think I graded something wrong, please come to me. I am human. I do make mistakes. But I limit the time frame for these questions to be the first week after the work has been returned, simply because that's when it's fresh in my mind as to why I graded the way I did. After that, no grading questions will be accepted for that particular assignment. So when things are returned, make sure you're reviewing your grades and asking questions right away. All right, here's our point breakdown for class. Sorry, my formatting's a little off here. We're taking a total of 4 exams, but I drop your lowest 1. So 3 exams at 100 points each, give you your 300 points there. Final exam cannot be dropped. We only take 1 of them. It's worth 100 points. Labs, we have 13 scheduled, but I drop your lowest 1 lab, so 12 labs at 15 points each. Homework, 12 homeworks, but I only drop, I drop your lowest 1, so only 11 count, and they're 10 points each. You kind of see where I'm going with this, right? You've got 10 movies scheduled, but I only count your highest 9, so anything with an asterisk, I drop your lowest 1 score. You can see where that comes. My grading scale is a strict 90, 80, 70, 60. No rounding. You get the grade. You are given the grade that you earn, so please don't ask. I have a note here. Other assignments may be given and included in the grading. Therefore, the total number of points may change, although the grading scale will not. I don't anticipate this being the case, but I always give this disclaimer. Again, here's the tech support issue, or tech support numbers. There's the correct full phone number for the hands-on learning folks. If you have any issues, please contact those folks. Important dates for tuition refund is this Thursday to drop the class and get a full refund. And then beyond that, you can drop the class and get a W on your transcript through Friday, July 20th. You guys, this page right here, I would print and hang up in your office, or commit this to memory, or put the assignments in your calendar. I'll show you, some of it will pop up on Eagle as reminders, but not quite all of it. The stuff that's in Connect won't, for instance. So this is what we're doing all week. This is what you should be doing. So starting Monday, June 11th, these are the things you've got to be doing. 2 labs, 2 chapters, reading and homework, and then you've got 1 movie the first week, and it's all due Sunday, June 17th, just before midnight. And then again, you can kind of see how this goes. So every couple of chapters we have an exam, couple of chapters, an exam. Some weeks you have 2 labs, some weeks you have just 1. Same thing with the movies. Some weeks you've got 2 movies to watch. Remember, this is normally a class that is 16 weeks in length, and you're taking it in the summer in 8 weeks, so all that material is still the same. We just have to cover it in 8 weeks. So it's going to be a fast-paced, crazy summer. All right, course objectives for the class. You can read through those here, the course topic outline, all this other stuff, experiments, tutors. If you need a tutor, if you find you're struggling in the class, our tutoring center is wonderful. You can call them for an appointment or go to their website for further info. Obviously, you need to have computer access. You also need to have a backup plan. If your internet or your computer goes out on Sunday at 10 o'clock in the evening when you've waited to do work, you're still responsible for that work. So have a backup plan. Think about that right now. And in fact, 5 points extra credit if you're listening to this. If you email me your backup plan for your computer crashes, your internet goes out, what are you going to do? Answers to 2 of those questions, form a backup plan. If your computer were to crash or if your internet were to go out, what are you going to do? Send me an email and I'll give you 5 extra credit points. All right, back to the syllabus here. This is the standard college policy, academic honesty, students with disabilities, your rights and responsibilities. Then the last part here, withdrawal. I opt for the instructor-initiated withdrawal policy, which means if you are not actively attending or participating in a course, if you are gone for 1 full week in the summer, if you miss an entire week activity, you will be withdrawn for being inactive. It is summer, it's only 8 weeks, so you need to be doing the work. Okay, and then finally, a disclaimer, certain circumstances may require some changes to this syllabus. I don't anticipate that, but it's there in case I need to. All right, so that's our syllabus. That's pretty much everything on the home page. A couple of things that I want to show you additional. If you go under modules, or I should say, better yet, click on the link that says Start Here. And, whoops, if I could just stay up here, start here. I have a little welcome note. Doesn't really have much more in it that I'm telling you now. It does have, however, just some background about me, if you want to learn a little bit about me. The lab kit instructions that I have shown you and emailed you now so many times you're probably tired of looking at. A little video how to access your e-text homework and exams, and I'm going to show you that in a second here. This is the introduction discussion where you introduce yourself. If you click on it, I've already made a post and told you a little bit about me, so you can read my little answers there. And then that syllabus or introductory video quiz, so the video you're watching right now, coupled with the syllabus, which I've just gone through in great detail. When you're ready, you want to click and take this 5-question quiz. All right, in week 1, every week I have a start here, which summarizes, got usually a little message here at the top to you, our learning objectives and topics for the week, what you should be reading, viewing, doing, and then the actual assignments and their point values. For each week you'll have one of those. So please read that each week. Okay, and now again, this first week there's a lot of things to do, so don't panic. You got lots of links. Mcgraw Hill Connect, that's anytime you've got a homework. So Chapter 1 homework, Chapter 1 reading, all of that, the videos, it's all, you want to click here. And again, you have to access this from our class. Now, sorry, I'm in as a student, so I have to leave my student view. Let me show you. Again, yours is going to look a little different than this. Let's go to the class. The first time you go in, it's going to ask you, do you have an account already? If you don't, you're going to create an account. It's going to ask you if you have an access code already. If not, you can purchase one directly from them. And then once you're in, and again, let's look at student view here. You'll have several options. So you'll be able to see our assignments, and again, you'll see they're in order. Chapter 1, 2, then an exam. Chapter 3, 4, 5, then an exam. Over here on the left, your textbook. It's an ebook unless you've purchased a hard copy. That is your book. You can, if you want to purchase a loose leaf, thus they sell it to you at a discounted rate. I'm not sure what that is. Okay, so you've got all your assignments here. Again, a warning that the homework for each chapter is not a traditional homework. It's going to be more of a learning activity or module that you read and answer some questions. So it's called Learn Smart, and you just click this to start. And it may not let me start because I'm not an actual student, but maybe it will. Anyway, so again, with Connect, first time you're going to have to create an account, or if you've used Connect for another class, log in with your other account and add your access code or purchase one. All right, so here's the book with some different things in it. You guys just play, click around. For the most part, as long as you do it, students I see usually getting all their points on the homework. So, all right, homework and exams are there. And let me go back here. So that's Mcgraw Hill Connect. I've got intro videos for the chapters, some PowerPoints from the chapters. Really, as you work through those Learn Smart or those learning modules, that's when you're going to really hopefully absorb the material and get through things. All right, here's your first lab, which is a link directly to hands-on learning. And then this is the Dropbox. So when you're ready to actually submit your lab, you click on this. And I have the reminder here. You're going to be uploading 2 files in this Dropbox. Only 2 will be graded, so don't upload 3, 4, 5, or 6. The first file should be the PDF that you get from Hands-On Learning when you're done with the lab. The second file is a single picture, which includes all of the requirements. And I list the requirement in each Dropbox. It's also on the syllabus. So remember, each lab is going to have a different requirement. Every lab will need the sign with the current date and all that, and the current lab name, but the picture is going to be a different as what's in it. So again, just sit there at your desk, take a selfie of you, your lab kit, and your sign, and you're good to go. Okay, let me go back to the modules here. Student questions, if you have any questions that are not of a personal nature, questions about the class, things that your classmates might have as well, feel free to post those there and I'll answer for everyone. And then we're also doing Chapter 2 in week 1. So here's all the info for Chapter 2, our second lab, and then a movie. So for the movie, the movies do kind of something funky. It opens like this, and then you got to click on this link as well, okay? And you watch the movie. So Human Footprint by National Geographic is our first movie. Go back to where we are. Oops, and now it's playing in the background. And then it's got a Dropbox. So you'll work through each week like that. Okay, the weeks are set to not open until the date of, so June 18th, this week will open. If it's already open in advance, that's fine. You can work ahead if you'd like to work ahead. There's no penalty for that. And then at the very end, oops, sorry, I'm still in instructor mode. At the end of the bottom of the modules section, you'll see all sorts of useful files, things that you may or may not find useful, but they're there. All right, you guys, grades. If you want to see your grades in the gradebook for Eagle, people, if you want to reach out to other people. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. I know I've kept you for a while. I hope this video helped. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. And again, one last time, if you haven't, order your lab kit today. Thank you.